Hey guys, what's up, Mustangs? Boo guy, welcome back to Forza Motorsport 7 with another ridiculous car build with the Fiat 124 Abarth. Now, I did some single make racing on this with a vehicle, completely stock, absolute blast. However, this isn't gonna be stock. No, because we have a very interesting engine swap. We have 3.7 liter V6, 6.2 liter V8, or the quad rotor. I'm not going to go for the quad rotor. I know. Blasphemy. I'm going to be murdered in the comments probably. Who knows? I don't know. No, we're going to go with the V8. One, because it gets more power. And two, because I have already used a rotary. Emilio's 1.3, but still, I used the rotary, and this isn't it's not the same pedigree. You can really only use the rotary for the Mazdas and the Nissans. Just because. It's just a fact, okay? We're gonna have two 4.5s on the front, not the worst. And two 5.5s on the rear. It's like, I could do better with that. I would prefer. It shouldn't be as bad as the, what's it called, the S800. But you never know. This is going to have a fair little bit more power than that little S800. We're already up to almost the same horsepower. And we haven't even touched the engine other than the aspiration. So I'm expecting a lot of power out of the Fiat. So we're going to put the... Oh! So it actually does the full-on roll cage. That is cool. Normally what it does sometimes with like the Shelby and stuff like that, it just puts a little like, horseshoe on the rear, and it calls that a roll cage. But no, this is actually sensible. I applaud you. I applaud you, Forza. Very good job. Now, if I recall, this engine in Forza Horizon 3 could get 1,000 horsepower. Like 1,015 or 1,200. I don't remember. Anyway. Let's see how much power we can get in the little Fiat. Because remember, this vehicle is under 2,300 pounds. Yeah, we're up to 769 horsepower. There's 795 horsepower. We're already more powerful than the quad rotor. 812 horsepower. Turbos, I need ya. There we go, 1,009 horsepower. Good God, I'm gonna die. 1,055, probably end at like 1,060, right? Yeah, 1,063 horsepower. In a car that weighs the same amount as a Ford Fiesta. Sure, it handles better, but I am rather scared. It's the most powerful car we've had so far. Alright, the, little MX-5 time to beat the Aston Martin DBR9, and I'm not sure. It depends on how it handles. If it can handle this power, which it does relatively easily. I say relatively easily. We are in a straight line. Might have to tune the gear ratios because we reach 160 down that straightaway. From a dead start. Okay. So we're not quite as good to the corners as I would have hoped. A little bit wheel spinny, and by a little bit I mean a lot. However, it's not unmanageable. We are spinning fire like a god. It is just constant fire. Because you have to let off, and that spits fire, and you have to let off again, and that spits fire. Wheel spin, that spits fire. Everything spits fire on this car, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that, but it is not a very easy car to drive. I think it's just because you don't expect it, because I wouldn't say it's perceived to be a phenomenal vehicle around the corners, but, you know, it's a lightweight track car. You would expect it to. And you also expect to be paying attention to the road, but that's not happening either. And I think the problem is, you look at it and you think, oh, it's not too bad, and then the wheels just give out on you, and you start spinning, and that's not good. So, it's very, I wouldn't say it's difficult, You gotta get used to it, is what I would say. You gotta get used to it. You gotta be able to feel whether or not it has... We are just spinning fire around this corner. I'm focusing on the road ahead of me, but I can just see flashes in my peripheral vision. It's... I don't think I've ever seen a car spit this much fire. Except maybe in GTA. GTA loves to have those fire spin effects. Full throttle, yep. There we go. Speed! 170. 180. Good God, it is fast accelerating. I'm gonna need to tune the gear ratios. Hang on. It must get to its top speed of 209 very quickly. Just gonna extend those out a little bit. Does that help? Yes. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a fast car at the mall. I've just seen the top speed it can reach, and I haven't even tuned it 100% properly yet. Okay, this car's fast. At least in a straight line. We're gonna focus on that later, though. Ignore that, okay? I didn't see anything, right? Let's just see. Nope. Curves are bad. Curves are bad. We're not gonna... We're just gonna drive nice and controllably. Smooth as fast. Fast as good. You can actually get on full throttle in 4th gear. It's very difficult, and you can't do it on a corner, but you can actually get it to full throttle briefly. You see there? You can actually get the vehicle to full throttle in 4th gear. But, yeah, if it had 285s, I can imagine this vehicle would be a serious competitor. Of course, who knows, it might set up blistering lap time. It might demolish everything in the known world, but I doubt that. Just because it's good, I don't think it's quite good enough for that Aston Martin, because remember, the Aston Martin had 600 horsepower. It didn't have the same power-to-weight ratio, and it did have a fair old bit of wheel spin. However, it was, I say easier, you could get on the power more reliably, and it had much better downforce, much better, chassis, so, yeah, this is a very modern vehicle. It's pretty much, it's what, a year old? Not even? Was unveiled last year, so. Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible chassis. It's designed in wind tunnels. It's got, Abarth working on it, so they made the 695, the 500S, I think? I don't know. And then they made this, which I thoroughly like to look at. I just love the, paint scheme on it from the factory. I think it looks great. And it's very fast in a straight line. That's 207 going down the main straightaway. And sure, it's a relatively lengthy straightaway, but, you know, still. Jeez. And it's also slithering around like a madman in these sections here. Got a bit of wheel spin, able to recover it. Go. 135 down there. So fast, accelerating. You know, I think we've kind of made this into a reverse Fiat. It's kind of the opposite now. Because it was absolutely fantastic to drive stock with the normal amount of power. But now, it's not so utterly fantastic with a lot of power. So we've made it polar opposite. It's not very fast in a straight line from standard, but it's phenomenal in the corners. Now it's incredibly fast in a straight line, but it might have some problems in the corners. Not as bad as a vehicle like the S800, which had 100mm smaller tires, but certainly not the best vehicle I have ever driven. I'm not 100% sure what is my best vehicle I've ever driven. I mean, biasness, I say the GT, but that's not true. Oh god, and I'm off the track. That's a tough one. I might have to think about that. Anyway, got a little bit of a twitch there, trying to correct it, and just got the right side on the dirt, and then you're off. Then you're off the track with no hope of recovery. Might as well just write that lap off. Yeah, it's not doing too hot on the in terms of lap time. In speed, it's mind-blowing. Yeah, our best lap was a 2:09. That's not good. I mean, I think that's slower than the S800. Admittedly, our laps haven't been perfect, I would say. However, they also haven't been completely off the track in a smoky fireball. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that either. I think that's just the wheel spin. Which isn't bad. But I think the problem is with the other vehicles that we've had, like the S800, the engine, the rotary, essentially allowed it to have that better power delivery even at lower throttle input. This same with the turbochargers and the V8. I don't think it allows you to have the same amount of power be delivered at a lesser pedal delivery, if you will. And once you get in fourth gear here in a straight line, you can utterly floor it. However, yeah, it's not a very clean lap. It's very sloppy, I would say, with this lap. Yeah, we're not faster. Alright, we have one more lap then. Apparently that second lap was phenomenal. I got a good run through there at least. So that's how you take that section. That's good to know. 153 miles an hour down there. Good God. Look at the fire. I think that's gonna be his nickname, the fire breather. Yeah, it's just the Fiat is a phenomenal vehicle. I am fast in this lap. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, I misread that. I am sorry. I thought that was a 2:09. It's been a long day for me. Okay, it's been a very long day. Apparently my best lap is a 2:02.9. I might have switched those two up a little bit. I do apologize. So it's not the worst lap time, but it's a fair old bit off of the Aston Martin. Yeah. Yeah, this lap ain't going too well. No, I like to brake so. It's just, I guess the main problem with this vehicle is a lack of consistency. Sometimes you can take a corner very well, like 100 miles an hour through the corner, just fine. It's on the edge, but you make it. And then there's other times where you push that throttle just that little bit too much. And when you do, you utterly die. Same thing with the straights. Most of the time you can get full throttle in fourth gear. But occasionally, it just causes problems, and those problems will utterly destroy you. So it's I would say it's a very inconsistent vehicle is my main complaint. Like, look at that. We carried good speed through there last time, carried 130 through there. That time, clipped the curb ever so slightly, utterly ruined our speed through there. 10 miles an hour down on our previous record. You see, it's just not consistent enough. That's its problem. It's not the power or the wheel spin, so to speak. It's just the lack of consistency with the vehicle. Yeah, it's not faster. With a time of 2:02.916, the little Abarth will go into second place, which doesn't seem too bad. However, second place out of 3 ain't good, and it's still 11 seconds down on the Aston Martin, which had a 1:51 second lap. That's not good. Yeah, the fire breather, it's just way too inconsistent to have a good lap time. I'm sure you could get a sub 2 minute lap, but you'd have to be so precise, so perfect on absolutely everything, that it's just not, a guarantee. So yeah, Abarth's not good enough around a track to pose any serious challenge, but what about in a straight line? And the Abarth, well, is expected to go very, very quickly down the Le Mans straightaway. But can it reach its top speed? And I'm not going to say its top speed because I was surprised. Yes, it's very light, rather aerodynamic, and has 1,000 horsepower. But I wasn't expecting this level of speed from it. Also, it's a very good drift car. For my style of drifting, very good. I prefer lots of power, rear wheels, spinning all day long, throttle management, and I don't need any of the silly assists they have and stuff like that. Just give me some race tires, throw that thing around the corner, and you slide it pretty nicely. So, let's park it up, park it up, park it up. Wait, set the brakes on fire. Assists, because I'm too lazy to shift in that section. Manual, there we go, just for equal. I'm in reverse, that's not good. Spinning the wheels for absolute days. Gonna short shift it a little bit. Not gonna really matter in the long run. We have a 3-mile straightaway. Or sorry, 2 miles straightaway. There we go, 175, 180. 200. Might have short shifted that a little bit. Sorry. 220. 230. We are the now fastest vehicle. 240. 245. Not quite. There we go. 245. Do I have another gear? No. 250. 250 miles an hour. We are smoking the tires a little bit. We are as fast as the original Bugatti Veyron from 2005. 252 miles an hour. Got a little bit of airtime. Can we control it a little bit more airtime? That's close to the wall, but we recovered it. 240 miles an hour around that corner is impressive, Abarth. And we absolutely kill the brakes, but it doesn't matter, because we have a new fastest speed, 252 miles an hour. That is a little bit off what I was expected to do. It was expected to do 257 miles an hour. But hey, going as fast as a Veyron and a little Abarth, I'm not going to be complaining about that. It's a good car. No, I wouldn't say it's quite as good as the Mighty Golf, which was phenomenal on a track and phenomenal in a straight line. This is just phenomenal in a straight line. However, this is from Fiat. One of the worst car manufacturers I know of, in my opinion, with the little Abarth and the 500, which I think look rather hideous. And yet, they made this, which is amazing. So, props to them for that. I applaud them for their, 124. That, though, is going to be it for this episode of Forza Motorsport 7. Because this video is in first place. I'll be back with more